Your body is a tool. My body is a tool. Our bodies are tools. They are many things, okay? They're guides, they're communicators, they are vessels, they are homes. We live in our bodies. They are women, are portals. The body is many things. And also, it's a tool, if you think about it. And I love to think of the body and consider it through many different lenses because it can help to see the true potential of the body. It can help us to break free from limitations that have been placed on our bodies or that we place on our bodies and break through them and reach new heights, new depths. And one way to consider the body is to consider it as a tool. It's a tool to communicate with, to connect with people through your body, through hugging, through speaking, through nonverbal communication. Like, this is my body communicating with people. A smile is a way to communicate. The body is a way to express yourself, to play, to dance, to travel, to get from point A to point B, to hug, to pick up a child, to connect with people, to feel emotions, to understand the world, to be here on earth, to make it through life on earth. We are in a body. And we can do so much with our body. Yet we're often taught that as we get older, as we experience life, the body just becomes this nuisance. We're taught that it becomes this nuisance. It becomes this burden. It becomes this thing full of pain that needs to be like prodded and probed, and it just becomes a pain that we want to forget about. But think about tools. Think about a tool you might have in your house, like a knife in your kitchen for cooking. What do you do with that tool when it's dull? Ideally, you would sharpen it, right? Or what do you do to take good care of it? You might have a special drawer for your knives. Maybe your knife doesn't go in the dishwasher. Maybe you have a special case for it. Maybe not, but in theory, these are things we can do with the knife. Or think about a tool for the garden. Maybe you store it in a shed or the garage. You don't just leave it out in the rain to rust. Maybe you clean it off, the soil off of it once you're done using it. If it needs to be sharpened, you sharpen it. If it needs to be fixed, you fix it, ideally. We do live in a consumer culture where people buy and throw out, which maybe is something many of us need to address. So in an ideal circumstance, tools are expensive. They're not cheap. So don't we want to take care of them? If you have a wheelbarrow, you're going to put it away, ideally, right? We don't all act perfectly. Sometimes we leave our tools out. But in a great situation, we would put it away at the end of the day. We would clean it out. If the wheel falls off, we'll put the wheel on, or we'll hire someone to put the wheel on. We'll figure it out. We'll help the tools to get a lifetime out of them, which is also interesting because I'm a millennial, and a lot of things we buy these days can be made to break. But when I look at the things my parents own or my grandparents owned, they would have this thing, whatever it was, a tool of some sort for a lifetime. So that's interesting. But when we think about our body as a tool, and we think about how we treat tools in ideal situations, circumstances, how should I be treating my body so that I can use it to my advantage? If my knife is dull and I never sharpen it, cutting is just going to become harder. It's going to become annoying. It's maybe going to become completely useless, the knife, after a while. But when I think of my body as a tool, it's like, what do I need to do to help it? Am I helping it? Am I doing anything to give ease to my body, to give strength to my body, to give peace to my body, to give joy to my body? How am I helping my body? If I want to use my body to play, to run, to communicate, to love, to travel, to walk to the coffee shop to get a coffee, if I want to be able to do that, to ride my bike, to, I just saw a squirrel out my window. If I want to use my body to do whatever, to climb a tree, to garden, to farm, to have a baby, to love my family, to walk my dog, to train my dog, whatever it is. And your actions don't have to be the same as mine, but what do you want to be able to do with your body? What do you hope you can do with your body for the next 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years? We're taught that, well, it's just going to fall apart and there's nothing you can do about it. But what if you can? What if that's just a limitation that we've put on ourselves, or that people have put on us, or that we see in the movies and we see on TV and we see in the news? What if it doesn't have to be like that? What if we can take care of this tool for the rest of our lives and use it to our advantage in beautiful ways, in all the ways that call to us? And once again, it doesn't have to look the same as my ways of using my body. But what do you need to do to use this tool to your advantage? How do you need to eat? How do you need to sleep? How do you need to exercise and train? How do you need to spend time with people? What do you need to rest? How do you need to give energy to your body? What does your body need from you to make it through life? It's a tool. I want to be able to play with my body. I want to be able to do a cartwheel. That's so important to me. I love to play in that way. But if my wrist can't handle it, to do a cartwheel, to put my body weight on my hands, is that because my body is falling apart and wrong? Or is it because I'm perhaps not doing the things necessary to help my wrists to hold my weight? Is there something I can do to help my wrists, to give them what they need so that I can do a cartwheel, even though I'm not 10 anymore? So what, I turn whatever age and suddenly it's just God's will to no longer be able to do a cartwheel? I just don't believe that. Many of us don't live how we lived as children. Playing, running, jumping, leaping, rolling. And so we lose the ability to move in that way, but only if we choose. If I want to be able to walk to the park, to the coffee shop, but I can't right now. My body isn't trained for that. But I really want to be able to do that. I love walking to the coffee shop. Forget about it. One of my favorite things to do. To the library, to the coffee shop. But if my body can't do that in this moment, I can't use the tool in this way, how can I help my body to learn how to do it again? Or what do I need to do to maintain these skills so I can use my body as a tool to travel, to communicate, to love, to move, to walk, to run, to leap, to do a cartwheel, to walk my dog, to garden? What do I need to do to help my body so that it can function in this way? What do I need to do to use my body as a tool so I can maintain this tool for the rest of my life? It's a fun perspective. It opens up a new way of thinking when we change the word used to describe the body. It's a tool. I use my voice to talk with my siblings and my family and my friends. How can I maintain this tool? And I also want to add that sometimes when we look at other people's abilities of their body, we then get back into our own limitations. We say, well, they have this ability and I don't have it right now at this minute, and we get obsessed with the limitation. How can you help your body? How can you help your body to be in amazing shape, to use it as a tool, to do all the things you want to do? This isn't about obsessing about the limitations, but rather seeing the possibilities. Remembering the body as a tool, remembering all it can do. How can you help it? How can you take care of it? How can you sharpen it? It's interesting. The body is a tool. These are my thoughts for the day. How are you using your body as a tool? How do you want to use it as a tool? What does your body need and want so that it can function in the way that calls to you in your unique, beautiful life?